Welcome, fellow dreamers, and welcome back to another segment of Dragon Therapy, where my dragon, my main guardian dragon, Redmane, will be giving advice on what's plaguing the world today. Let's see. Oh, as always, I'll be using my House of the Dragon tarot deck for the issues at hand. Then for thoughts, I will be using Universal Dragon. For feelings, I will be using Garden Dragons. And Enchanted Blossoms for actions. Alright. See what we got today. What issues bothering the world does Redmane want to give advice on today? Huh, where'd I get two poking up? Let's see. This one was standing tallest. Move that one back. Oh, right. Forgot. I was supposed to put this in a triangular format. Okay, here we go. Put the cards back in the box over here. So we have 7 of Tankards. Okay. So I think people are either having a lot of nightmares or they're having a hard time. They feel like their dreams will never come true. They're worried that their dreams will never come true. I think it's a mix of both. Wheel of Fortune. They've been seeking spiritual help. Okay, good. Talismans and all that. Alright, that actually sounds pretty good. And they've been getting help. Star. Alright. And they've also been helping others with their newfound spirituality. That is great. That's great to hear. So it looks like we got good news, but I'm still going to pull oracle cards anyway. Looks like we got some primarily good news. Whee! Okay. All right. Garden Dragons. As you noticed, I've changed my profile picture to that, just because I thought it captured Redmane's likeness more than that painting I did of him when I was 16 that I'm still trying to sell that nobody bought. I mean, obviously I'm not selling the physical painting because that painting means a lot to me, but, I am selling, like, digital copies of it. Where'd the lid go? Dang, why do I keep dropping things today? No, there's a ladybug on this. I never noticed that before. Those are good luck, if you don't know. Okay. Alright, just so you know, I'm getting the song Loser Baby playing in my head from Hazbin Hotel. It's particularly the lyrics go, you've lost your way, you think your life is wrecked. Well, let me just say you're correct. You know, I have mixed feelings about that song because, well, I will say that it was a, like a cute bonding moment for the characters of Husk and Angel Dust. You know, and they were seeking comfort in each other because they both were struggling. Oh, maybe that's the message. Your guides have their own struggles, and they encourage you to connect with them because they know what you're going through. They've lost loved ones, they've lost people that they guarded before you because their lifespans are longer. They, I forgot what I was gonna say. I mean, there's also probably a warning about trauma bonding too, because, I definitely wouldn't advise, trying to seek comfort in another damaged human. Because a lot of the times, like within my ex's case, they'll pretend to be damaged. So, they can lure you into becoming their puppet, basically. You know, they'll tell all these lies to make you feel pity for them. And really, it's just to manipulate you into doing their bidding. So, yeah, again, I advise strongly that you stick to spiritual companionship and, yeah, you know. Okay, so thoughts on nightmares. Peace. Okay, so this is a reassurance that your chronic nightmares are coming to an end. You will reach a state of peace, and your dreams, your good dreams, will come true. Ooh, radishes. I love radishes. So for feelings, we got radish, dragon, growth. Feel yourself growing. Each experience that doesn't kill you, or each experience you survive. I don't want to be the what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type of person, but which I would recommend like listening to that song as well, because that is a good message there. I don't want to turn this reading into various song covers though. But yes, what doesn't to word it better, everything you survive, you grow from. You know, maybe you're worried. A lot of your nightmares revolve around fear of something bad happening to you again. The same thing, you know. But Redmane, it reassures you that you've grown from this. You've grown since then. You're not that person anymore. You're going to, like, you're not going to fall for those same tricks that people used to get you with anymore. And now I'm getting the song I Will Survive. Specifically the part that goes, I'm not that chained up little girl that's still in love with you. So, yeah. You're different now. You've changed. And Redmane is encouraging you to take peace in that, especially before bed, so the nightmares will stop. And good dreams can flourish, and blockages can become unblocked. Oh, that's gorgeous. Endurance, cactus. Pipe vine, swallowtail. Okay. So, you're strong. You've grown stronger. You can take on anything now. You're indestructible. Okay, not literally. Not literally. Don't go playing chicken with trains, please. But, you know, like, emotionally, you're invincible now. Like, gaslighting isn't going to work on you anymore. You know how to look for it. You spot it. Seduction isn't going to work on you because you found love and peace within yourself, and you realize that you don't need a human to fulfill what you can fulfill yourself and what a spirit guide can fulfill as well. Because let's face it, they're no match for an angelic being. They don't belong with an angelic being such as yourself because they're beneath you. And they always will be. And cacti, you know, they're actually a very strong plant. Oh, yes, look at the defenses. I forgot. The beautiful strength. Like, look at all the prickles. That person that hurt you in the past, they can't touch you anymore. They can't touch you anymore because you are protected from all areas. You've not just formed a shield around yourself, but you are surrounded by your guides, who will gladly destroy anyone who tries to hurt you again. Not sure if I should touch on this in this video because I did have Q&As planned. But, I'm thinking I'm gonna wait until the Q&A for, to reveal everybody's defense mechanisms. But yes, you're protected. You are protected by angelic beings from all around. And you have strength. And that's where, you know, the butterfly comes into again. Hope always, you know, hope is my spiritual animal. And a lot of people would probably be disappointed to get a butterfly for a spirit animal. But I'm not, because after getting to know Hope, Hope has not only given me strength in my darkest hours, but I sincerely believe that she's one of the strongest spirit animals I've ever met. She prefers to defuse, like, arguments and escape them, and escape negativity, rather than trying to face conflict, dig it, and make it worse. And I think there's a message in that. I think there's a message in protecting your peace, not allowing somebody to set you off, and in turn, keeping people that want to upset you out of your life from then on out. And, you know, even though Hope looks harmless, and she looks fragile, and she looks delicate, since she is a spirit animal, she can't be crushed. She can't, like a normal butterfly could. Touching her wings won't disable her to fly. Not that I would touch her wings, because I'm still overly cautious about it, even though she says it's not going to do anything. And, you know, she's, what was I going to say? She also has implied that she has connections with ants. And if you don't know, ants can be dangerous killers, so while she won't do any harm herself, she's got connections with beings that will do harm. Which, if you don't know, butterflies in the wild, they will actually, exchange nectar with ants in exchange for taking care of their caterpillars until the caterpillars are old enough to move out on their own. I'm gonna have to ask more about Hope in a video. Learn more about their background and their settings, because we know all about my dragons. We know all about Adama, my angel still wants to remain semi-private for now, but, you know, Hope, well, I don't know that much about Hope yet, in her family life, other than she may have been raised by aunts. But, yeah, so I think that's also another message, too, to let your spirit guides handle things for you. You know, you don't have to go out there. You don't have to, you know, try to control things that you can't control. If something is bigger than you, if it's beyond you, ask your spirit guides for help. You know, ask God for help. God sent you the spirit guides for a reason, so ask them too, you know. With that being said, another message about cacti having endurance. They can withstand really high pressures of heat. Which I think is a message to you, you know. You have withstood things that nobody should have to withstand, especially because you haven't done anything wrong, unless you yourself have been wronged, you know? Which even then, it's kind of arguable. Is it wrong if it's a reaction to an action? You know? I mean, I kind of don't like that gaslighting mentality that goes around, you know? Like, when somebody does something wrong and it provokes a reaction, and then everybody else acts like the person who reacted to the wrongdoing is the bad guy. You know? Like, I have an example. My ex had this friend that was an absolute jerk. And this friend would, like, pick on me and push my buttons relentlessly. And I endured it. I endured it for quite a few days before I would actually kind of jab back at him. And it wouldn't be huge. Like, I wouldn't blow up at him or anything, but I would just kind of, like, take a shot at his ego. And then he would literally start crying, and then everybody would act like I was in the wrong, even though ignoring the fact that he had been picking on me for weeks, like saying he wanted to kill and eat one of my birds, saying he wanted to, you know, just because my bird was making noise on a group call, insulting my body, just insulting me, not allowing me to join in on jokes, like everybody else could joke, but if I joked, it was a problem. And, you know, just overall being rude to me for no reason. And, you know, my ex would always back him, too, which was in his friend group, which was not fair to me. But, yeah. I mean, that's just an example. I mean, it seems like everywhere I go, and it's like, even with my therapist, too, my therapist kept saying, I knew I didn't want to work with that therapist when she kept saying, oh, well, you're blaming everybody but yourself. And it was always something that I had no control over. You know? Like, not being able to afford things. Like, not being able to afford college. Like, just, like, being harassed at work. Like, seriously, you're gonna victim blame here? Like, I knew that I wasn't willing to work with somebody like her. I knew I wasn't willing to work with a gaslighter that was going to box me into a corner, that was going to say, well, no, you need to blame yourself. You can't blame somebody else anymore. Like, no, you know, that is invalid. You know why it's invalid? Because, first of all, you should not be blaming yourself for something that isn't in your control. Like, people harassing you when you didn't do anything wrong. You know? And you should also, you know, like, you go to work, you mind your own business, and the boss decides that they don't like you, so they pick on you. Which is common with retail, so stay out of retail. They just have, like, a clique, and if you're not in that boss's family, or you're not a friend of theirs, they're going to try to harass you and make your life miserable until you quit. Because they can't build a case to fire you because you're too good of a worker, you know? And, you know, it's like, you know, just don't blame yourself, you know, like, for stuff that isn't in your control, you know? And what else was I going to say? Like, don't let anybody victim blame you. Don't let anybody say you deserve to be abused. Don't let anybody say that you deserved anything bad that happened to you. It seems like the world I live in, though, today is, let's say I go to a party. That's just an example. This didn't really happen. But I feel like I could go to a party, and I'm in this room full of people, and somebody kicks a puppy. But if I call this person out on this injustice, and I go, hey, that guy's kicking puppies, everybody gets mad at me and blows up at me for making a fuss about it. And I think that goes into, like, a lot of victims, too. Like, I mean, I know when a lot of people came out about Bill Cosby, or about, or came forward about Bill Cosby, what he did to them, or came forward about, I don't know, some other celebrity doing something bad to them, the celebrity's fans would gang up on them and get mad at them for coming forward. So it's like, I don't know, it just seems like there's such a mentality of victim blaming, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's not good. But, yeah, you've endured a lot that you shouldn't have to endure. But now it's time for you to grow some spikes and fight back. It's time for you to set some boundaries. It's time for you to say, I'm not going to have somebody in my life if they're going to do this. It's time for you to say, I'm not going to stay somewhere where I'm being treated poorly. Now, I will say this, don't just go and quit your job without having a backup job. Like, I mean, make sure that you go and you apply for another job, and you, in private, don't let your other boss find out about it, and you get accepted before you quit that job. But don't just stay in a job because it's making you miserable. You can find another job. You know, like, just go out, look, and, find another job, you know? Like, I know that if I have to go back to a traditional job, if I can't get my business off the ground, if I can't get my cards to work, my like, YouTube, if I can't get monetized, I will find another job. Thankfully, my parents are helping me out, you know, because that's what families should do. Families should help you out. If, your family isn't supporting, like, if you're not helping each other in times of need, then, there is some toxicity going on there. Because, you know, my parents have my back in my time of need, and of course I would have their backs in their time of need, which I have in the past, and I will now. But, you know, it's time for you to set some boundaries. It's time for you to, you know, it's time for you to set some boundaries, time for you to stand up for yourself, time to advocate for yourself, time to speak up for yourself, time to say, take control of your life and say, I'm going to find a job where I'm appreciated and I'm wanted. I'm not going to, you know, because retail, this is probably why they don't have a lot of workers, but, I don't know, like, just retail just has, like, a mean girl vibe going on throughout it. Like, just, it's so cliquey, it's so, everybody's trying to screw each other over. And I think the food industry is the same way, so I think I'm going to try to go for a secretary job next. If I have to actually get work, if I have to go and get a traditional job, I'm going to go for, like, anything but retail. But But yeah, I'm gonna try to get like a serious job where I'm actually appreciated and I'm not treated like an object by the customers, by the employer. And I'm not, and you know, like you know what my HR said to me when I kept having to go to HR on this manager that was harassing me. And you know what HR actually said to me? She said, you're just as disposable, that I'm just as disposable as those plastic bags that they fill the groceries with. That is your glimpse into how retail views their employees. Yeah. So, I do think this was a really good message, actually. But yeah, like I didn't mean to go on a tangent there and ramble, but, I do want to say before we leave that this area right here in Peace kind of reminds me of the Tree of Life, and I think there might be a message there in exploring the Tree of Life and exploring grounding and exploring, you know, definitely look into grounding. But yeah, I think that's a good message to end on. Trees are so beautiful, and there's a lot of energy coming off of them. Like, I have this long driveway that I walk down to get, also recommend a barefooted walk in nature, by the way. It feels amazing. But, watch your step, of course. But, that'll help you get grounded. But I have to walk down that driveway to my mailbox, and as I'm walking down the driveway, like, there's just trees that surround the driveway, and I can just feel the energy coming off of them, and it's amazing. So with that being said, go out and hug a tree. If this video helped you, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Click that notification bell too. I totally realized that I forgot to use my Angel's Oracle cards in the last Angel Solves Mysteries. So hopefully I won't forget to do that again. But if you would like to purchase a personal reading with Redmayne or any of my other guides, please go visit DragonRealmBoutique on Etsy.com. And where I sell personal readings, art, and Talisman, and more. So yeah, until next time, fellow dreamers.